Touchdown, Westerly!
A chance for the Chargers, and they score!
In the front, Fuzzy again!
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to an early start for Man About Town. We are starting early because we have a lot to get unpacked and get into this show today. And we're going to start right away by saying goodbye. How's that? Isn't that
Hello,
a great
goodbye.
way to do it? No,
Nice to see you. Don't let the door hit you.
I will hold up my Westerly Sun, and then I'll give this to Gadget, and she'll put it by her camera. This appeared at the beginning of February, and it shocked the living daylights out of me for two reasons. Russ Partridge from the Olean Center. Number one, I didn't know you were leaving. I wasn't shocked. I was just surprised because you've talked about it for a while.
Yeah, it's been on the agenda for my wife and I, and for the board of directors.
I bet more for your wife when you get the midnight calls.
She's not sad, I'll put it that way. But been having these conversations with the board for about the last year, and telling, I am now 69, and not that that's old, but I had said, 17 years is a long time. And it really is time that the board should start to look to make a change. And so we had several in-house conversations and tried a couple of different things, and could not quite find a fit. And as it happens, my good friend sitting across, my good friend sitting across from me, we were having a conversation. And
she was looking for a job. I read that.
Well, she wasn't. It was more of, if you know anybody looking for an executive director, let me know. So for me, it was
and
really.
We have tons of them in Westerly, right?
It was truly a gift. And I've had the honor of and pleasure of knowing Jessica for a few years. Now we go back a ways. And just in our conversations, really felt that it was a perfect fit, and so glad to have Jessica on board. But it's you get to this stage, Rona, you got to.
I know.
I knew that. I knew that was
still working.
I knew that was coming back. But
I want to go to Ireland too.
It was time for me to make a change. It's time for the organization to continue to grow, and just happy that we're at the stage that we're at.
When I first moved here, and I still can't believe it was 38 years ago, it was Jean Barry, Reverend Jean Barry, and what a great job she did. And when she left, people were saying, "Oh, never going to replace her." Well, you replaced her in spades.
Yeah,
you can't say one was better than the other. You say you had different ways, you did different things.
Yeah,
but the organization is so much better than when I got here.
Yeah, I mean, Jean, as I say, Jean did an amazing job building the organization and getting it to where it was ready to make a transition. And I came on board with Jean and worked hand in hand with Jean for about 2 years. And it's kind of the same thing. Jean was there for 17 years as well. So it looks like 17 years might be the target number. But, I feel strongly that the organization is ready to make another transition, and very happy that we are in a place where we are.
Well, I think this town is very pleased with what you've done. And also I can never remember the name of the one that's in Peacedale.
The Welcome House.
The Welcome House. Yep. And the housing that you have near URI, it's just terrific. And by the way, I did not mention this because we started early and I'm very discombobulated.
Same.
But you are listening to Man About Town,
there you go.
Early version. And we are broadcasting, podcasting on every platform in the world, from 321 Media in beautiful downtown Westerly, and it is a nice day, hope of spring. And so now we move on to your successor, and that is Jessica Mowry.
It is.
And
Good
are
job.
you from Westerly originally, or?
I am not. I am a Rhode Island transplant. I moved here in 2005 from the Pacific Northwest.
Wow.
But I think
We have a viewer up there
really.
in Ellensburg, Washington.
Oh, fabulous! It's a
Every
beautiful
week.
place.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
where in the Pacific Northwest did you come from?
I grew up in a suburb of Portland, Oregon,
Ah,
but I always belonged on the East Coast. And so when I had the opportunity to move to Rhode Island in 2005, it felt like home. And now I consider myself a Rhode Islander.
yeah, but the people that grew up here don't. I mean,
I can
I've
handle
been
that.
here 38
I can
years,
handle that.
you know,
Aw.
and they say, oh, yeah, she's not from here. It's worse though if you go to Vermont. It really is. If you're a flatlander, if you go to Vermont. So, what you been doing since you came to Rhode Island?
So I'm a clinical social worker. I started this work as a case manager where I worked with folks who were living outside who had severe psychiatric and substance use disorders. And then I got really sad and burned out because there is not a clinical intervention that I could deliver. There was nothing I could do to help someone if they didn't have a safe place to live. So I spent some time running programs. I spent some more time working in policy around housing and healthcare and the integration of those two things. And then I spent about the last 10 years at Rhode Island Housing, where I oversaw the state and federal funds that target more vulnerable populations, including the continuum of care,
So you
which is our state.
made your chops, so to speak. You really have, if you've worked there.
Yeah,
Although it's ongoing, isn't it?
it is ongoing, and I will still hope to work very closely with my colleagues at Rhode Island Housing. It's a wonderful organization. But I did tell the staff the other day, I've done every job here with the exception of the director of finance. So I haven't done it in this community and I haven't done it in 2025, but I know what it takes and I know about the heartbreak and I know about the success. So yeah, I'm not a stranger to the work.
And you've got a smile on your face, and hopefully that's going to stay there as you work. You seem to have a really good, you're in a good place and you've got a good attitude, and I'm a big believer in not saying you have big shoes to fill, because when I took over a column, the Sunday column in the Westerly Sun, for a beloved woman who had passed away and had been with the Westerly Sun 45 years, they said, you have big shoes to fill. And I said, no. And the title of my column is In My Own Shoes. And that's what you're doing.
Oh, that's
here.
where that came
Yeah,
from.
yeah, see?
Ain't that
If you pay
nifty?
attention, look what you get.
Yeah.
But I am a believer in that. You create your own shoes. He's done a wonderful job, and you will as well.
Thank you. Thank you for your confidence. I think Russ has done a wonderful job, and
You've got a great staff too. I mean, the people that's
what I was
know
gonna
that are
say.
there, just great people.
I have been so impressed. This is day 8, but I am moved by their passion and their dedication and their intellect. These people have the warmest hearts, and I'm just so thrilled to
Hopefully, you'll be moved
among
by our
them.
intellect too, right, Ben? Right, Gadget? Rocks?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I would imagine the thing to do, and we can help you to some degree, is to get you out in the community, meeting people. I am the speaker chair of the Westerly Rotary Club. We're going to get you there in a few weeks. And any other place you'd like to go and meet people, I think it's a great idea. Meet the Lions Club people. One of the best things about this community, and I'm sure Russ can tell you, are the partnerships
Mhm.
that you, like later on, it's not our next guest, it's the one in an hour, but we'll have people from the Olean Center here. And people work together. They do. I'm sure you work all the time with the Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center,
Absolutely.
the Johnny Cake Center. And have you met Lee, and have you met the people from these other centers?
I've met a lot of
Rycan.
them. Yeah. Yep. Because
Yeah.
a lot of the people are the same people that were here when I was doing case management in the state. So, and working on other federal grants. So I know a lot of people. I think that's one of the really remarkable things about Westerly is the community. So
There is not, if there is, I've never seen it. There's no jealousy. They will work together to help one another. And if you need something, it can be something that sounds so out of touch, like it's too big, it's too expensive, we'll never get it. Somehow Westerly comes through. This area does.
Always.
I'm sure you can speak to that better than I.
It's one of the things that I have said all the time that I've been here is that an incredibly generous community in every way, not just with financial support but with
time.
volunteering and volunteering of time and other resources. And then there's the social service community as well, that we share everything that we have.
And the thing about
with each other.
Westerly is the social service community goes out to the community instead of the community needing to find them. My mom tunes in all the time. She's like, I cannot get over that place. And I'm like, what place? And I'm thinking she's talking about like a place of business, and Westerly, just Westerly in general, the fundraisers, the partnership. I mean, I immediately go back to Ryder and just helping that little boy. Because out of nowhere, we were not a nonprofit. We were just like, we're going to sit on the post office steps and help this little boy in a wheelchair. And people donated.
Yeah, they needed 13,000, and we managed to raise 31,000
Wow.
in
There you
one
go.
day. People from all over the community, the workers who worked for the DPW and garbage and water and town councilors, and just kids with piggy banks, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
So when you ask, you get here. It's a wonderful place to live.
It's a great place to work. The community takes care of each other and takes care of their.
Of course, she's not Italian either. She'll have a problem. Like,
well, listen, Irish Catholic, it took me a while, but everybody,
the Irish part.
everybody seemed to warm up after a while.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's a great.
I remember when we first moved here, people did not say, "Do you have any children?" They would say, "How many children do you have?" And if you said you didn't have any, they kind of looked at you like, something's wrong here. Yeah,
that checks out.
It's a great place. It's a great place.
Now Ben was born in this area, right? Born and raised our owner.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a microphone.
He was born in Richmond for our listeners and viewers.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, not Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah.
Richmond is just about
Also,
20 minutes.
I was born in a hospital somewhere, not in Richmond.
Like in the woods.
Kind of next to
No,
Wyoming.
I'm starting a
Rhode Island.
rumor.
Richmond, Wyoming.
Yeah, that is.
there you
When
go.
I first moved here, and I tell this story a lot, the biggest problem I had, I love maps. And I'll go to bed at night with a map and I read it, but they don't even make maps
They don't make
anymore. But they had maps 38 years ago from AAA or the gas station. And I would look at the map because I wanted to learn all the back roads. I wanted to know where everything was. And I was getting more frustrated. And finally I went into a store one day and I said, I cannot find Charahoe on the map. Where is Charahoe? But it's true. If you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, we didn't know that was 3 towns put together.
Put
A name.
Yep.
But it really bothered me. But yeah, it's kind of a kicky area. It's fun. It really is. So you live in Westerly?
Not yet.
So you're commuting
I'm commuting for
from
now.
Providence?
A little further north, Smithfield. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, Smithfield's
I know.
great. Matter of fact, next week we will be on the road to the Navigant Credit Union, and that's their. We're not going to Smithfield.
Oh, I was like, what?
That's their headquarters. No, we're
Yeah.
going to the Westerly branch.
Alrighty.
But that is the most. One of these days, I should take you to that building. They built it about 9 or 10 years ago, and it's like they opened yesterday. There isn't a hair on the floor. Everything's gleaming. It's beautiful. I like Smithfield. I like Laura's restaurant.
We'll send
If
him a
you can
bill.
find a parking spot.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. So are you at liberty to talk about any of the plans, or are they still kind of going around in your head? You're doing the smart thing. You're kind of on a listening tour, listening to the people on the staff and walking and talking.
Yes,
But
that's.
are you forming stuff in your head?
Well, I think, I come from a housing background, and while WARM provides a really comprehensive continuum of care and services for people at all stages, people who are still housed, people who may be about to lose their housing, and then people who are outside or in shelters, I think we need more affordable housing, right?
Oh,
It's the
that's all you
hottest
hear.
topic.
Nationwide, you hear it,
Yeah.
but it's really bad here.
It's really bad. And there is a small uptick in unsheltered homelessness in our state as well as the country. So I think we need to make sure that there's a continuum of services and places available for everyone, depending on where they are and what they need.
Yeah, absolutely.
So housing will be a major focus of moving forward, building the
And it's-
relationships
and,
that
you
Russ
know,
has
it's
already
where do you
formed.
find him? I was watching Mayor Smiley on television last night, and he was so happy because by the end of this week, they're going to have all those new houses filled with people. And then he said, and I want more. And I thought, everybody does. Where are you going? Where are you going to get them? Where are you going to build them? Where does the money come from? And you don't build them overnight, that's for sure.
No, you don't.
So it's a problem. It definitely is.
Yeah, but I also, I mean, I think that with, if I could, with Jessica's skills and with the town's movement towards the development of affordable, I think it's a really good match. I think the town wants to develop housing. I think they want to have an organization who will see that it's done in a very positive way. And I think that Jess's expertise and the town's willingness, I think at this time is a really good match.
That's great.
We all know, everybody agrees that this needs to be done, that development of housing is the way to end homelessness. And I think that, certainly statewide, the governor is on board, and I've said for the last 2 years, I've never heard the words affordable housing come out of the State House as much as I have in the last 2 years. So there is political movement. I don't know how much political will is there, but there is movement, and at least it's being discussed. And I think Jess's background will bring will bring it to this area. And
So it sounds like a win-win for
it is.
everybody. You are getting a very well-deserved retirement. The Olean Center is getting a beautiful transition, and there'll be new things for them, but it's not, you're not throwing something at them. And you found your executive director job.
I have come home.
Yeah,
This is where
it just and that makes it a win-win then for the community. And the people.
And for the organization, to hear Jessica talk about, coming from a case management background, and I mean, to me, that means so much on so many levels, not only the organizational aspect of it, but to understand what our case managers see on a daily basis and what they are facing, and to be able to care for the staff that cares for the folks who are coming in. I think is really important to an organization and to an organization's
I've always
mission.
wondered, how do you go home and sleep at night when you see some of the things you've seen? Or maybe you don't.
Sometimes not. Sometimes not.
I mean, when I think of school ends, I was coming from the other part of Westerly, and I was driving down the hill, and I'm watching the kids that are walking from Westerly High School, and I'm thinking, there's the end of the school day. Most of them will go to a house, a home, an apartment, a something. But there are some kids who have to get in a car at night
Mhm.
to study, and we thought it was tough during COVID when they were at the dining room table with a Chromebook. I can't imagine. I just don't know how you
And,
how you do that. And
and
you're
the
very
joy,
special people, both of you.
the joy of this work is, yeah, we do. We see a lot of trauma and we see a lot of pain. But we also get the opportunity to see a staff of people who step right in to help people who are in need. And in a relatively short period of time, with many of the folks who come through, see the positives on the other side. And so, I have been doing this kind of work for 40 years. I started doing social services quite a while ago.
And you were an actor. I remember that.
Yeah, I was.
Did you know that,
That's
Ben?
what. Well, that was the
He was
wannabe.
like
That
us.
was that was the wannabe job. But then I realized I had to make money. Uh, so
Silly
that-
boy.
So you
put
got
that
into
aside.
social work?
What's that?
You realized you needed to make money, so you got into social work?
Yeah, it doesn't really match, but but that what I've got from doing this work and for to see and to be allowed to and to be involved in people's lives, they let you in, and
And if they let you
and
in, that's a real
it's a big
plus
thing.
for you.
Yeah, but it's a big thing
Because
to
they've got those
to-
walls built. That's the only thing keeping them going
correct.
in many cases.
Yeah, that's right. So, so I've been very honored to do this work, but I also know, in a good leader, it's time to know when there's time for a change.
Yeah.
For me personally, but also for the organization. And
So when's the party?
I
We all want to
don't,
go to
I don't, anyway.
I'll let you know.
Thank you. I want a card of yours if they've given you one yet.
Did we get your card yet?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, does she need that?
I don't know.
only-
There's talk about something somewhere, sometime. I'm not a big
Uh-huh.
one for that, but
Yeah, but you could perform at
but
it.
I also, well, I'm not going to work. If I'm going to a party, I'm not going to work. However,
Yeah,
I
that's
could
not
double my
work.
rates and get paid really well.
When I heard you at the VFW in Pawcatuck last
Yeah.
year, you're good, you
Yeah, we
two.
are.
You really are. You
Yeah.
are really good.
We have a
Because
good
I
time.
remember I didn't know he did it. And I walked in from the front door and then around the bar. And I'm saying, gee, that guy way down there looks a lot like Russ.
And there
No,
I
but
was.
I said, but Russ doesn't sing.
That's
He
my
sure does.
that's my other my whole other life. So I'm hoping that
I also didn't know till I read in the paper that what had happened up at Fenway Park with the Jumbotron.
Oh yeah,
I
that
never
was great.
knew that.
That was one of my proudest moments, I think, to take a small organization from the most southern part in the state of Rhode Island and have it up on the Jumbotron at receiving an award at Fenway. That was really cool.
Of course
it was.
is.
It was a lot of fun. And
Because we only have about 5 minutes
Sure.
left, we have a little token of our appreciation
No,
that you're
not-
getting the hell out of here. And we're getting her instead. And when you open this, if you may notice the box looks like it's been worked. It was me. I wanted desperately, since it was ordered, to see what it looked like. And I kept doing this. And someone
Heroes.
said, maybe the box has tape. I said, nope. So they tried it. So then the other side of it, well, the box looks used, but it's not. So
would you like me to open it now?
That's strictly up to you.
I'll do it now.
You stay
Thank-
17
Rona.
years, you'll get something.
Thank you.
It may be worth it. Let's see what that is.
Let's see what we got. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
But
I can't say enough, Rona, through the years that you and the folks sitting in this room, DJ, Ben, and of course Chris.
Chris, and of course Roxy. You knew Roxy when she was a puppy.
Right? Yeah, exactly. the support that you have given to me and to the organization, and to the community. It's this is really what small town is about,
It
and
is.
in a big way. And
Now you see if you can get the end of that over.
the
Watch him do it.
to watch what Chris had done in the time that he was here,
Yes.
and you guys picked up afterwards, is just
Yeah.
an amazing. It's an amazing
Yeah.
thing. And then
There's the lady that was on the air.
I'm not
just
gonna get this.
see, it wasn't just me.
that does you. So I'm just gonna.
Well, actually, DJ Gadget was the one who was on the air just hours after he died, with tears running down her
I
face,
was-
but she kept it going and had us on the next day.
Yep.
So, yeah, and we had a lot of good people working.
And
Good
it's what
for you.
makes this community what it is.
Yes, Absolutely.
And so, as I have said,
we're going to have you back. We're going to give you a while to take some breaths, because we did the same thing to Ruth when she was here a week. Ruth from the Olean Center. She didn't hardly know how to drive back from the radio station. And she said, just leave me alone for a few months. And we did. And now she's a regular.
And she's
comes-
so good. It's like she's
Yeah.
breathing now. Like it's just second nature.
What'd you get, Russ?
It's really nice. Thank you.
Aw. The books.
Well, it's a bookmark, but it's what the bookmark says.
Thank you, my friend.
And if not before, I hope to see you in November at the Windjammer.
I will be there, but I'm hoping that I will see you come down to the Breachway Grill and check
Oh,
us out.
yeah.
That's where we are.
You're
Couple
playing at the
Friday
Breachway.
nights. Yep, Fridays or Saturday nights, and I'll send you a note.
Absolutely.
on down.
Well,
Um,
I do get their emails every week.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get the thing about what she's making on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
They're having some disgusting game dinner. I shouldn't say that.
Wow.
I don't wanna
It
know.
was like entrails of beaver and brains of something, and I'm saying no.
You are
That's
a
what
marketing
she's-
genius. My God.
Doing doing
Well-
it tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'd love to have you come down.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to kick you both out because
Very
this
good.
man just ran across the park and he's all sweaty. You know. So
Thanks a lot, guys.
Dave,
Thank
we're gonna
you.
Bring you in and get them out.
Do you want to get your business in front of over 100,000 viewers every month? Advertise with 321 and enjoy the best value in local advertising while supporting free community live streams. Your message will be seen across live high school sports, morning shows, and local events, connecting you directly with engaged audiences, boosting your visibility, growing your brand, and helping us keep these broadcasts accessible to everyone for free. Partner with 321 today and watch your business thrive. Experience local excellence with
Nice to meet you.
Now, where do you
Experience local excellence with Roof Right Roofing in Charlestown, Rhode Island. With over 40 years of unmatched expertise, Roof Right specializes in architectural shingles and holds the prestigious title of GAF Master Elite Installers. Known for their commitment to the community and support for local initiatives, Roof Right is your trusted partner for all of your home's roofing needs. Call today for a free estimate at 401-212-4140.
Hi, this is Dan from Lathrop Insurance. In this challenging insurance environment, Lathrop Insurance can be your beacon in the storm to help you find the coverage you need at the right price. Now, more than ever, you need a partner in the insurance industry that can work with multiple carriers to make sure you have the right coverage at the right price. Lathrop Insurance carries home, auto, and business insurance and can be reached at 401-596-2525. We've been supporting the local community since 1939, and we look forward to working with you.
What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick down here at the Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners at 224 Post Road, and everybody down here is getting the brand new iPhone 16. We have it here in stock. The best part is right now, if you trade in your old phone, you get it for free. We got deals all weekend, awesome savings. Come on down and see us, 224 Post Road, Dunn's Corners, Verizon Wireless Zone. We'll see you soon.
D&V Mechanical specializes in the installation, maintenance, and servicing of Mitsubishi ductless mini-split heat pump systems. We are certified by Mitsubishi as Diamond Elite Contractors and factory trained and up to date on the proper procedure of the installation and service of Mitsubishi ductless heating and air conditioning ductless heat pumps. We assist with the paperwork to reduce much of the stress-related documentation required to get the state rebates and federal tax incentives. We are not a jack of all trades, master of nothing company. We are masters of ductless heat pumps. It's what we do, and it's what we know.
And here we are back at Man About Town, a production of 321 Media in downtown Westerly. And if you saw Sunday's paper and you saw Nancy Burns-Fusaro's column that she's been doing since Jesus was born, I think, called In the Easy Chair, she talked about the guy who's been hiding out in the cottage in the park for how many weeks now, Dave?
Oh my goodness.
Close to a month, right?
It's over a month. I got here. Oh my, I can't even place the date. It's like 4.5 weeks now. I think it's
Wow.
4.5 weeks. Yeah. 6 weeks, six total.
Well, for those who may not be familiar or may not read the paper, shame on you. That cottage used to be the home of whomever was the librarian. Catherine Taylor lived in it for years, and then it just lay fallow for a long time. And they got the idea, they got in, and about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, completely remodeled it and said, we're going to bring in artists who can come in and work, communicate with the community while they're here. All different artists, from actors to musicians to directors. You're all of them, aren't you?
I'm a few things. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This is Dave Solomon. He is from Brooklyn, right?
Yep.
And he's a few things.
I am a few things.
Tell us all the things you are.
Well, I'm here as a writer. I applied for time to write in this beautiful cottage in this beautiful town, which I was visiting this summer. Well, I was here this summer helping out at the Colonial Theater, and that's how I found out about it.
So the Shakespeare in the Park.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
They didn't do Shakespeare, did
They
they?
did. I was here all
the
summer and I can't
39
remember. The 39 steps, yes.
Right.
Yeah, and I was company managing, which I do sometimes on the side, and someone I know from New York, who Ben Heller, who runs the theater, brought me out here, and you were spending the summer in Wilcox Park, and I see this beautiful cottage, and somehow it came up that it's this artist residency now, and so I found out more and applied because I love this town, and so I came here. Yeah, so I applied because I was looking for space to. I do write both for theater and film. But most of my career, I worked in theater as a director or an associate director on a lot of Broadway shows, and I teach. But those are the basic.
All right,
Those are
so
the main
give us
things.
some names
Yeah.
of the Broadway shows and the films.
All right, the Broadway shows. Well, I most recently was the associate director on the Broadway revival of Elf, the musical.
Yeah.
based on the Wolf. Oh, did you see it or
I
just?
love that guy.
Oh, just love the movie.
I just
Um,
love Elf. Yes.
It was so much fun. So it was a production that was done in London for a few years, and then we
Did they
came
do
back
it
to
at
Broadway.
Lincoln Center, the revival?
No, it wasn't at Lincoln Center,
Oh.
but we were at the Marriott Marquis Theater on Broadway.
Oh, sure. 45th.
With- yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you're very good.
I'm from New Jersey
Okay, so
originally,
you would
and
see
I was
shows.
trolling Broadway when I was a kid.
Okay.
So I do know.
It was actually the third show I did there. I did the musical Tootsie there as the associate director, and I also directed the national tour. Oh, what is that?
Massively obsessed with Santino Fontana.
Oh my gosh. Well, Santino's one of my closest friends, and we have a short film you should check out. That's called Brenda and Billy and the Pothos Plant. Jumping to other things I do, which I wrote and directed when we premiered at Tribeca, which stars Santino Fontana and
Did
Sarah
anyone
Stiles.
tell you they did Tootsie last summer here
No.
at Theater by the Sea? In
Oh, I did
Matuna?
hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. they
I
did.
actually directed the national tour, and that played at the Bushnell in Hartford, where I grew up
Yeah.
seeing shows, because I grew up in North Haven, Connecticut.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So that was full circle, because I
Bushnell's a
literally gorgeous.
theater.
And
I remember seeing Fiddler there when I first moved here with Topol.
Oh, really? I bet.
Yeah.
I would sit in the second balcony. We get the cheap tickets. So it was so full circle to have a show I directed there. And I also directed a production of Tootsie in Japan in Japanese. But
Wait,
Yeah.
stop right there.
too many stories
You
already.
I know, and you have to run back across the
I
damn
know.
park. Anyway, you directed in Japanese.
Yeah, that was one of
Which
the
means
hardest
you're
things I've ever done.
obviously literate in
Oh,
Japanese.
no, not at all. No,
do
I
you do
had
that?
it's a lot of people do it. They bring shows
What do you
from
say,
Broadway to
"Konnichiwa"?
Japan.
No.
I learned some
Ohio
words.
gozaimasu over
Oh,
there.
see, you know more than I do.
No, only because
I would learn certain phrases. I would learn certain phrases, and then it would impress the cat. I had a translator, and then 2 associate directors who one was bilingual and one understood English, couldn't speak English, but they were brilliant. And it was me and the choreographer. They bring a lot of shows from the US, from Broadway, and then do the productions there. So I would learn certain words. Like there was one time when the cast was telling me something and I was like, "Wakarimashita," which means I understand. And they were like, "Oh," so I would like learn certain phrases, and it was
So
an
we
amazing
bring our
experience.
shows there, and they send their baseball players to the
It's something
Yankees
like-
for
yeah.
$11 million a year or whatever.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, so I worked a lot as an associate director
You should be
on
like
these
80
Broadway
years
shows.
old from all this
I
experience.
am.
No.
83 in August. But no, I moved to I went to Vassar College in upstate New York, and then I moved to the city, and I
That's
was
just in
actually
Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was I acted too, and I was always directing, and I was a film major in school, but I did theater, and I moved to the city, and I started auditioning and temping, and then I got a job working at the Roundabout Theater Company, which is a great theater company. And and I was a production assistant on the Broadway production of Assassins, the Sondheim show.
Yeah.
With Neil Patrick
They
Harris.
did Assassins here
I
at the
love
GAM
him.
Theater in Warwick.
I don't know
The GAM is in Warwick, which is about a half hour north of us.
Okay.
And it's like mostly equity,
Mhm.
but they use some local people as well. And they did Assassins about 5 years ago. I think
wow.
it was.
It's a great show.
You'd like that.
I love the
you
title.
like murder and
Yeah.
torture and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, it's a
and the song
Ben's
with it.
nephew just looked at me the other day and said, "You're a criminal," and I'm like, "Thank you. I feel so
Okay.
seen."
And
You
you
also
do-
it's a
did.
really interesting.
Yeah.
And Stephen Sondheim. It's a brilliant show.
You did the workshop at the library.
the
I
audition
did.
workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she needed to go to.
Oh
Yeah.
right, that's what Rona mentioned.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
I do a lot of auditions. I don't get a lot of parts.
But you're an
Because you
actor.
don't know how.
Yeah.
Is this new?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
just-
should have come to our work.
I know. I meant to. I signed up.
Oh, really?
I was one of those jerks that didn't show up.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot what day it is. I never know what day it is except for Wednesday. As soon as I get to Wednesday, it's kind of like a reset.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
No, that was part of the whole residency is I do, I guess if you're a physical artist or painting, it's like you can open the cottage so people come see your work, and I'm here writing, so I'm not going to hang my pages up.
there's my painting. There's my laundry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I was like, what can I do? And I was talking to Amanda Wagner, who runs the program. I was like, what can I do? I'm like, well, I do mostly work in musical theater, and I teach this audition and performance labs and things. So I did 2 little workshops, which were fun. Yeah. I can
So I'm
give you
pretty
some
good
tips.
at getting absolutely any job I want except for actor.
Really?
So when you go to a job interview, you really want to take whatever you want to sell yourself. You want to say
Yeah.
whatever you're good at and really like focus on it. Or if you're going for a grant as a business, you want to say, what is your niche? What are you doing that's different from the guy
Right.
next door? So what is the answer to that when it comes to auditions?
I think it's part of that. I always say, and a lot of people say this, when I'm a director in the room, I want to find someone who's right for the part, but you also want to find someone you work well with and who will fit this company and this world and feels like someone you want to collaborate with and work with, right? So that's similar. And then it's always, it's so subjective too with what a director's looking for, and then, checking boxes in terms of, if it's a musical, like vocal range and these things that but if I always tell my main audition advice is making a commitment to something. It's like, even if you come in and you're not exactly what we're looking for, if you've committed to something, whether it's a song or a monologue, but you're really like kind of stepping into this character and committing to a performance and some choices, and it comes across strong, it's going to make me interested. And even it'll be like, oh, can you read this part? Or maybe you'd be right for this or that, even if it's not the one you're auditioning for.
Yeah.
But I think it's like,
There's only ever been one play that they were like, would you be interested in another part? And I was like, no.
that's fair
It
too.
just, I want to be able to like commit to the actor. So like the last one I did, I was like, yeah, any person in that play I could be, because the subject matter was just so close to my heart.
Yeah.
It was the Laramie Project.
Oh, right. That they're
So
doing
I was
Granite,
really
right?
into like whoever it was. I knew I could fall into that, but the one that title of show was the one that I was like, no, I have to be this person.
Which part?
It was I forget her name, but she was
Susan or
yeah,
Heidi?
yeah.
How
Susan.
come we all remember and you
Yeah, I don't know.
I know Susan, the Susan Blackwell, who is
Oh my God.
one of the brightest people.
That's amazing.
Oh, she's amazing.
So yeah, I was like, I need to be Susan because I work as a DJ, fun stuff, but also my day job is like financial advisor's personal assistant in media design. So it's like I have that office job that you like come and you're like, yeah, I'm from the office. So
Right.
like, sorry.
Yeah.
This is not fun. So like that was a character that was close to my heart. The other one, I don't know. I just wasn't her.
Yeah, it's a very different.
Yeah.
They're very different, Heidi and Susan.
But yeah, I don't know. As a director, say it was a musical. Are you looking for me to have learned a song so you know I can learn a song, or to deliver the song the best I can? So if I didn't really know the lyrics per se, but I kind of was like, if I brought the lyrics with me, is that the problem, or is it how I deliver them?
Again, I think it very much depends on like different directors and situations. I actually feel like it helps to learn something just because you are more connected to the words and the material. Like if you've learned something, you've kind of connected to it more than when you are reading off the paper. But again, to me, it's like committing to the character, because so often in auditions too, we might throw you something and go to the hallway and come back, and obviously you're holding a paper. So I feel like it's really like connecting to and making choices and giving the best you can. But I feel like that does happen when you don't have a paper in your hand.
True.
Because you're able to actually, connect to it.
Yeah. You need a microphone.
It would be nice.
We're just gonna. Ben's
We
like,
are
okay, it's about
listening
Broadway
to,
now.
Don't put the camera on me, but this
we're
is.
listening to DJ Gadget's therapy session.
I know. I love this.
Listen, this is my favorite guest that has ever been in the office. So,
What? Oh my gosh, I've
yeah.
only been here for 5 minutes.
Well, I have 1,000 questions.
Okay.
But he's only got 15 minutes, and then he.
I
has to
know,
run back.
I
have a
know,
Zoom
but
meeting.
like, why?
I'm sorry.
No,
It's terrible
thank you
timing.
so much for being here.
Yeah.
I have a million questions about a million different things. But and now I forgot what I was even gonna say. But thank you for being here,
film.
man. Yeah, no,
Okay.
of course.
Thank you for having me.
Susan Blackwell.
No, you were talking about. Yeah, sure, I could ask questions about Susan Blackwell. You were talking about your audition experience, and when I auditioned for acting school in New York, I had to memorize 2 monologues, and one of them was a comedic monologue from something from the 1800s that I didn't know.
You're like, I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just thought
Right.
like this will be fine. I don't know what I was thinking, and the teacher that was doing my audition was like, "What does that phrase mean?" Like I thought I killed it, and then he was like, "What does that phrase mean?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he was like, "Never do that again. Never, ever, ever come into an audition and do not know the material. Like you knew the words of the material, and this was AMDA.
He
Yeah.
went to AMDA.
Okay. Oh, cool.
He was like, you know the words of the material, but like you don't know how do you know what you're saying if you don't know what that phrase means?
Right.
I do that too when I'm teaching. If someone like you don't know like a word, like what something means in a lyric, I'm like, your character would. You're saying it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean about like I think it's the most important thing is to. I tell when I did this audition workshop that you bailed on.
Good. Let her have it.
I'm really making friends today.
That big thing I'd say is it's like not as even like it is knowing the song and the material and the notes, but everyone gets in their head about that. And so often I encourage students and actors to learn the material. Like if you're doing On the Steps of the Palace from Into the Woods, where's Cinderella coming from? What happened before? So you're actually coming in thinking when you're doing the play, you're less nervous than when you're getting in a room with the people behind a table judging you. It's like, we want you to be great. And the best thing I think you can do is know who this person is and why you're singing it and what you're coming into.
I think that's my favorite part about theater and why I'm so interested, because you really get to dive completely, like your soul does a dive into somebody else.
Yeah, 100%.
And the one thing about like so I did the audition for Laramie, and there's a teacher who gets interviewed, and in my head, I'd never seen Laramie Project. I know what the subject matter because it's like one of the first newscasts I ever remember.
Oh, wow.
Turning around and being like, I'm scared. And otherwise, it was just background noise. It was nothing I paid attention to. But this one, I turned around and I said, I'm scared. And so the teacher, I just assumed she was sitting there and they were interviewing her. And so I said, can I sit? And they said, yeah, absolutely. I grabbed a chair and stuff. Then I watched the movie after the audition because I bought the script. I watched the movie. I figured out the area they were talking about in one of the dialogues, which actually has a locale like pronunciation versus the way it should be pronounced in French, all of that. So that's what I love about it is the research and the what does this mean?
Yeah.
And so in the movie, the teacher is actually being a teacher. She's like, you know, she has a thing and she's like doing this and she was like stops. And I was like, I wish I watched this before. So I would just fidget a little bit more. She's fidgety. She's nervous because she's the first out faculty member in the area.
Wow.
And to be able to sit there still, I did not nail it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, but I think this is like my fifth audition.
I was just gonna say, the more you do it, the
Yeah.
better you'll get. 'cause
You
it's also
start
getting
realizing,
comfort
I'm like,
of
you
all
are
this,
the only out person. People don't want to be seen with you. You're not going to sit there like a professional in a job interview.
Right.
So yeah.
Or if we're done with the life and loves of DJ, only for today because he's got to leave.
Yes.
I hate we have to cut this
I'll
short.
come back tomorrow.
But I want to.
You're
I
welcome.
just
How long are you
want
here
to
for?
know.
Another week and a half.
One more.
Laura.
He could come to your morning show.
Listen, anytime you want, man.
No, what I wanted to ask is, you're here for another week, then
Yeah.
you go back to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Then what? What's your next job? Because I'm beginning to think we have a theme with today's show. We just had people who are from social services who said, well, if you want to make money, you don't go into this field. Now we got a guy who's acting, directing. You don't make a lot of money in that unless you're Steven Sondheim or
Right.
Well,
Steven Spielberg.
and then we're following this up with developmental place. They help people with developmental problems and they don't make money. So I think it's, people who love their jobs and don't make money.
That's true for mine. Yeah.
And also
it's
there's
hard.
always times
It's hard.
where you're on top and then
Yeah.
it ends and now what am I going to do?
That's
How
what,
do
when I was here
eat?
this summer, I didn't know what I was doing in the fall. And then the ELF job came about. Like someone called, it was a producer who I had worked with before, was like, we're looking for someone for this position. And that's the thing is like, yeah, there are times too when I've turned things down because I've been an associate director on a lot of, 9 to 5 is another one, the Dolly Parton musical. I did the
sure.
original with Allison Janney and Megan Hilty and Stephanie J. Block. So I've done that for a while. And then I was really and I worked on the Beauty and the Beast film, the movie. Those were the films. I worked on 2 major films, Mr. Holmes, which was Ian McKellen as an old Sherlock Holmes, and Laura Linney, assisting Bill Condon, the Oscar-winning director, writer, is brilliant. And I did the Beauty and the Beast movie with him, the Disney live action Beauty and the Beast film. But I was coming back from that and I was really focusing on my own projects. And this is to answer your question about what I'm doing next. Like I was doing that but then it's always hard because I can do a workshop or I'm here writing, but I'm not, getting paid to write the script. Hopefully it'll I'm working on a screenplay that hopefully will lead to something,
So what happens? Do you go pitch it then? Do you have an agent that pitches it?
I have
for
an
you?
agent, and then sometimes they help or set me up with meetings. There was a film producer I was working on another project with pre-pandemic that then became too expensive, and she was like, write something else. So I'm kind of going to bring it to her as if she likes it, can we do this? But I actually can't tell you what I'm doing because I'm doing something this summer, but it's not announced yet. But I will say it's connected to a musical I've been directing and developing called Pump Up the Volume, based on the 1990 Christian Slater film. DJ, no? And you can look that actually, if you look at my website, you'll see there are a bunch. We were doing 2 productions, potentially heading to Broadway before the pandemic hit. And then we were kind of waylaid by that. And we're trying to kind of build it up again. It's a great musical that takes place in 1990. And it's about, this young guy who goes on the radio. In that era, radio wasn't free. and he had a pirate radio show. He's moves to a new town. He's this quiet kid by day, and at night he goes on the air like a young teenage Howard Stern with a voice disguiser, and no one knows it's him. And then it's a great, and Christian Slater is amazing in the movie, and we've developed this musical where
when you're writing, do you?
And that one I didn't write. I'm directing it.
Okay. But let's talk about when you're writing.
Yeah.
Do you have specific actors in your head? Like this would be great for Christian Slater or so-and-so or so-and-so, or that's up to a casting director who will never ask me for my opinion and I'll hate it.
No, and hopefully that won't be the case, but it depends. Like right now I'm writing something that I don't necessarily have people in mind. I can see the characters in my head. There's one actor I'm kind of thinking of, who's someone I know somewhat. And I was like, oh, I could be, this could be them. And so Brenda Billy, my short film that was in Tribeca, I wrote for Santino Fontana and Sarah Stiles. I literally wrote with them in mind. So, which was such a wonderful feeling, because then you just hear their voices in your head. And once they read it, it was like, oh, that's it. And so sometimes, usually most of the things I've written, not, but sometimes I do the thing a lot of writers I think do, which is imagine, someone who might even be the right type for it. Like even if it's your top person, like a Toni Collette or a Cate Blanchett, you're like, just to give you a frame of reference. But actually, often I usually don't. It's more I see kind of a character in my head, and then you find them.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I wrote a play actually called Margaret and Craig that was done at New York Stage and Film, and we're still developing that I wrote for Mario Cantone. Who's the
crazy
comedian.
Man.
Wow.
The crazy man I met doing Assassins, and we became good friends. And he was like, he saw something I wrote and said, write me a
Was
play.
he an
about Craig.
assassin?
So good.
He was in the
Assassins.
musical. Did you see Assassins?
Yeah.
Gosh.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
amazing.
I only saw it here.
Yeah.
And they did a good job with it.
My D&D character is an assassin.
Who's your D&D character?
It's an assassin human.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because the Assassins musical is all
He's
the
gonna-
presidential
yeah.
He's going to
assassins.
start running through the park early.
What time?
That Assassin's music.
Actually,
you have to
you've got
go.
about
you're-
Yeah,
less
it's
than
a
5
3:38.
minutes
It goes so
or
fast.
I know.
That Assassin's musical though is so good, and I think that I completely wore out the CD of that I had when I still had CDs
These
in
are
0405.
These are all
I
famous
miss
assassins from history. So you have
Yeah.
John Wilkes Booth is one of them. And,
Michael Service was incredible.
Yeah, he won the Tony for
Yeah.
that. Dennis O'Hare played.
Oh. The late, didn't he die?
No.
Who am I
No,
thinking of?
Dennis O'Hare's great.
Was Dennis O'Hare in the?
He's on a lot
in
of
the
American
Broadway
Horror
show
Story.
that
He
was
won a Tony for Take Me Out.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was going to say
Yeah.
about a ball player.
Yep,
Yes.
he's amazing. No, he just did
Yeah.
Here We Are, and they're all like Joe Mantello, who directed Assassins. They're doing it in London.
Alexander Gimiani
I love Alex
was
Gimiani.
he thought that I had a thing where when I moved to New York, my best friend's sister was a part of a crew that was obsessed with Sweeney Todd,
Oh yeah.
the 05 revival specifically, and they went and saw the show a bunch, and they got backstage, and my sister's friend at the time looked a lot like Lauren Molina, so that was like they were like, oh my god, you look exactly alike, you both have like ramen hair, and so it became like this thing. And anyway, we went to see it like several times, and I lived in Rhode Island when we went to see it, and then when we moved to New York in 06 for college, I kept running. So I had seen the whole cast of Sweeney like 6 times or
Wow.
something at the stage door. And then when we moved to New York, I went to see Les Mis a couple times. And
man.
then I just also happened to run into Alexander Gimiani like on the subway. And at one point I was buying tickets for somebody back home at the stage door. At the box office. And I hit him with the door when I was walking out. He was walking out, and I hit him on the side of New York City with the door. And he just stopped me and went, please, because he knew that I was a part of the friend group that Jess was a part of. And he just went, please tell me that you live in New York now.
Ha.
Because I see you all the time. And why are you here? Because I thought you lived in Rhode Island. And I was like, I'm not stalking you, I promise.
Amazing.
I'm just around.
But He was my favorite
He's a
Valjean as
great
well,
guy.
which was
Oh yeah,
he was
he's
my favorite
amazing.
Valjean, which is
He's so
David, it has
talented.
been such a pleasure. I love to have you back. I'm giving you my card. On the back of it is Lisa's name and the phone number for the
Okay.
chamber.
All right.
Believe me,
I'm
she will
getting in a
meet
shark
you.
cage.
She'll probably buy you lunch or dinner. They did it in the fall, didn't they? Gadget?
Yes.
When they did the shark cage, they did
It was-
it was like
Seemed
they're
September.
chilly.
with the shot.
And they're
Sharks.
going to do it again because she herself went.
Yeah.
And there were 5 or 6 that went
Have
down.
you done? You're not doing it?
She'll float through the bars and
No.
get eaten.
No, I'll jump out of a plane, but no.
I jumped out of a plane. I did do skydiving.
Aw.
That's the
But
background of my phone.
We
actually.
wanted to
Oh,
give
nice.
you something that you really want,
Okay.
and it's blue.
That's so funny. Thank you.
He said
Oh
in
my
his
gosh.
interview that he borrowed a family car to come up here
Yeah.
because you don't need a car
Must
in
be
New
nice.
York. But he
No.
would like a car, any model, as long as it's dark blue.
There you go.
It's probably not as dark as you.
No, that's a
like
nice
it.
color. This will work. Thanks for the car.
So,
That's
That's
worth
so
the
sweet.
interview.
but by all means, on my way here today, I called the chamber to make sure. And I got this scream from the back because I was talking to Maria. The scream was from Lisa, who's head of the whole thing. And she said, have him call. We need his contact info. Yes, I want to. So yeah.
Okay,
And
I will.
I don't know if you're familiar with, well, it's just ended. The TV show Blue Bloods.
I've never seen it,
Okay.
but
She looks very much like and I've only watched 172 of them. I should really know them. The actress's name is Erin Reagan, but that's not going to help. She was Tom Brady's first wife in
Okay.
real life. You know who
Okay.
I mean?
yeah.
That's who Lisa's almost a double.
Okay.
She's like 6'1" and
Bridget
beautiful.
Monahan. Monahan.
Monahan. Okay.
I can read.
Bridget Monahan. Okay. Yeah, I think she looks just like her. Do you know who she is?
No, I know.
Yeah.
You know who everyone is.
Do you think Lisa looks like her?
This is scary. But I know you've got a stupid Zoom you've got to
I
go
know.
to.
I
Otherwise,
know.
we would have kept you here till 5.
Look at that one.
Well, it's been wonderful being here. Thank you for having
Okay,
me.
thank you so much. I am sure we will be in touch, and maybe you can do something for her down the line because she really wants to work with the Granite again.
I'm gonna be in a show.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see their show this weekend. They're
Yay.
doing Full Monty right now.
Aha.
Yeah.
They do a good job there. They really do.
It's
Yeah,
an
that's
entirely sold out show.
Yeah,
Oh, good for them.
entirely. Oh, I do the reviews all over the state
Oh, yeah?
from the different theaters. I actually canceled my review on Monday. I was going to do it because I said, what's the point?
Oh, right.
You
'cause
can't
it's
go.
so-
Whether
Yeah.
I say I love it, I don't love it, this, that, they've got their tickets. They're going to have a good time. It's just way longer than I thought.
Yeah.
Way longer. As I told him, I said it was like Ben-Hur with G-strings.
That's a funny opinion on the Full Monty. Never mind.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was really. I, mean,
I saw the original on Broadway. I haven't seen it since. I don't think. Did you
I
see the
just-
original on Broadway?
Not see the original.
I never
Is that
did
before your
either.
time? What year was that?
Yeah, it was 2000.
Yeah.
So.
But
That's
the
right when I moved
first
to the city.
act was an hour and a half.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it might.
Because I remember,
seem-
I don't remember it being long
I thought
originally.
this went at a slow pace, and it might
okay.
have been.
Well,
I
here's
saw
the
it
review.
opening
Yeah,
night,
here's
and
the
I
review.
think that says a lot. They're more used.
Oh,
to
that's
it.
all right. Things tend to be a little slow the first night.
Well,
All right.
thank
Well,
you.
We're gonna
Thank
take
you.
a break,
Yeah.
and when we come back, something else will be happening.
Experience local excellence with Roof Right Roofing in Charlestown, Rhode Island. With over 40 years of unmatched expertise, Roof Right specializes in architectural shingles and holds the prestigious title of GAF Master Elite Installers. Known for their commitment to the community and support for local initiatives, Roof Right is your trusted partner for all of your home's roofing needs. Call today for a free estimate at 401-212-4140.
Hi, this is Dan from Lathrop Insurance. In this challenging insurance environment, Lathrop Insurance can be your beacon in the storm to help you find the coverage you need at the right price. Now, more than ever, you need a partner in the insurance industry that can work with multiple carriers to make sure you have the right coverage at the right price. Lathrop Insurance carries home, auto, and business insurance and can be reached at 401-596-2525. We've been supporting the local community since 1939, and we look forward to working with you.
What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick down here at the Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners at 224 Post Road, and everybody down here is getting the brand new iPhone 16. We have it here in stock. The best part is right now, if you trade in your old phone, you get it for free. We got deals all weekend, awesome savings. Come on down and see us, 224 Post Road, Dunn's Corners, Verizon Wireless Zone. We'll see you soon.
D&V Mechanical specializes in the installation, maintenance, and servicing of Mitsubishi ductless mini-split heat pump systems. We are certified by Mitsubishi as Diamond Elite Contractors and factory trained and up to date on the proper procedure of the installation and service of Mitsubishi ductless heating and air conditioning ductless heat pumps. We assist with the paperwork to reduce much of the stress-related documentation required to get the state rebates and federal tax incentives. We are not a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-nothing company. We are masters of ductless heat pumps. It's what we do, and it's what we know.
We're back.
Now we're back.
Shut up.
This
Ben.
is Man About Town,
I heard it.
and this is like a revolving door today. People come in, people go out. We are waiting for Lori King and Celeste Santilli. They are from the Olean Center.
Woo!
Because tomorrow night is not tomorrow. I keep thinking tomorrow is Friday.
All right.
Friday at the United is Sugar.
Yeah.
It was the biggest fundraiser the Olean Center had last year, and they're hoping it'll do as well this year. If you don't know what sugar is, if you're in Washington State, you're out of luck unless you want to buy a plane ticket.
I mean,
But if you live within driving distance of Westerly, you want to come because they are one of the better bands in our region. And if we can get DJ Gadget to the United one of these times to talk to the sound man, because when I went last year, I thought it was just ear-piercingly loud and didn't need to be. It wasn't the band, it was the sound. I've been to a few things at the United, and I found sound to be off.
is this going to be at the United?
Yes,
Okay.
it's going to be in the black box.
All right.
And
You know how to sell things.
yeah, oh yeah.
You know how to sell things.
No, it's actually very good.
I know. No, I know.
It really is. If you get there at 5:30, and I want to say the price is $75.
It's
at
right there.
5:30.
We have this.
VIP. Well, yeah, but I can't.
So we have $75 as the VIP pre-party, but general admission is actually
45.
$45, and that would start at 6:30. An hour before would be the VIP pre-party,
and you get
which
a drink.
is cocktails, appetizers, and the concert. And the general admission is one free drink, so you're not missing out on too much if you just have $45. So one free drink and a concert. And if you've ever seen Sugar, it's obviously already sold to you. And if you haven't, you have to see Sugar.
Yeah, they're a large band. I'm trying to remember. They're about 10 or 12, I think.
Yeah.
All guys, and the vocalist is female, and they are very, very good.
Yep.
And I know that Lisa from the Chamber had them the last few years at Fusion when they do that at the Velvet Mill.
Mhm.
And we'll be talking about Fusion upcoming with Lisa.
think
That
there's two
takes
girls.
place in May, I
think there's-
believe. I think
So
she
yes.
was here.
Yep. So they're coming in from 4 to 5 to talk about that.
They are coming in from
3:55-ish.
Yeah, they said about in about 5 minutes they will be here to talk about that.
Today our breaks are just so I can move people.
And
Yeah.
it's
Can-
45 minutes because we started early.
Oh,
so
okay.
we will be off the air at 4:45.
Cool. Whatever you want to do.
Did I sell that okay?
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm going to use that last minute to promote my new show.
Hey,
What? Yeah.
that's
What is
right. We
this?
can talk about the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the new show, DJ?
So the fun thing that's coming up here locally is a full moon. It's going to be on March 14th. I have up here on your screen, if you're one of our viewers, our promo. But the moon is called the worm moon. It's probably named that because as spring approaches, the worms start coming out. It's also called the crow's return moon. Like, there's a whole bunch of things. So the
They
thing,
have names for all
Yeah,
the moons.
yep,
and
I
love
learned
it,
that.
especially from fall on. They do.
right? And so BK Bad Wolf is a band that I've actually hired myself. They're amazing. Some dark hip hop.
Does the BK stand for Burger King?
No.
I'm just wondering.
You sell
I'm
things
just-
well too.
And
Yes.
so BK Bad Wolf's mixtape.
Have
There's
it your
Brad
way.
and Kate, and this first episode I think is only Brad, but like we'll have it on and this moon is a lunar eclipse as well. So
Oh yeah.
it's gonna be a really big to do. The
Lunar
thing about this
eclipse
show,
starts tomorrow night, and then it goes into the morning of. That's what
I have no
heard.
idea. I have to call Mark Rosenthal. I don't know. But the peak of the lunar eclipse and the full moon is going to be at like 3 a.m. So the show is going to debut at 3 a.m. I am not expecting anyone to be up at that time. So we're also going to do it at noon because it's like middle of the day. That's fine.
Yeah.
And we're also going to do it at sunset.
Love it.
The thing about this show is it's not weekly. It's not necessarily monthly. It's every full moon. So the next episode will be at the next full moon.
And that is weird.
It's weird for Weirdsterly.
Yeah,
You can listen
but I
on
love it.
weirdsterly.com. We have our stream. We have an app for Alexa. You can say, Alexa, play Weird Radio Skill or activate Weird Radio Skill. I don't know. Say whatever. It's Weird Radio Skill because nobody could say Weirdsterly. And then we have an iOS app and an Android app.
Wow.
So
Wow. Look at you.
That's good for you.
yeah, I'm excited. This one's fun.
And of course, you have the Weirdsterly podcast. Is there a name for that? Is it just Weirdsterly?
Yeah. You can find us
the
on
show
Spotify
on Tuesdays
right now. Weirdsterly, yeah. I don't know.
It's just Weirdsterly.
It's so far I've named it like Weirdsterly episode 1,
episode 2,
and then that was Meet the Founders,
Yeah.
and then episode 2 was Weird Stories and Dreams, where I was very fearful that I would drop the Pope.
You drop the
There was a
yes,
whole
the
long-
dream. No, I
you gotta
remember.
go see it.
I remember you talking about it.
Find
Um,
find the
Timing
episode.
is probably not the best. Though,
No, it was
right
all
now.
about-
Although he's doing much better, I heard.
My
Excellent.
dream was
Better.
that the Pope was dying, and like everybody was organizing his funeral already, and so
You
they were like,
told me this.
let's
You
just have the
threatened me enough.
funeral and maybe he'll die. It
I
was
was-
terrible.
I was minding my own business, going about my life a couple weeks ago, whatever it was, and a friend of mine texted me and said, when you were on, because I almost died in 2009, I was on a ventilator for 3 weeks, had a trach, the whole thing,
Wow.
everything that people know about, like the COVID scare, like, you know, what everybody was, the horrible stuff that happened in 2020, that happened to me in 2009 with H1N1. And so anyway, so yeah, I've been on a ventilator before, and I got a text from somebody that said, when you were on a ventilator, were you conscious or were you unconscious? And I was like, I was unconscious for 2 weeks, and then they put in a trach, and I was conscious for about 3 more days on it. And they were like, oh, okay, so the Pope's probably not writing his Ash Wednesday service, right? And I was like, that is why you had me relive the most horrific moments of my life right now. Like, I thought something was wrong with their family member. I thought that
You're trying to
like,
give them as much info as possible.
I was like,
Yeah.
because I've had people call, like I've had someone very close to me call me, and their mom was dying, and they were like, listen, when you were on a ventilator, did you feel any pain? And like, I had a really nice emotional conversation with them about that. And like, it's a thing, right? So I was trying to like be very calm and courteous. And this person had a relative that just had surgery. And I was like, so all of these horrible thoughts are going through my head. No, they just wanted to know if the Ash Wednesday service was actually written by the Pope.
I love that.
Wow.
And I was like,
Okay.
I love this person, but I was like, you have lost the ability to ask me serious questions.
Yes, for
I
sure.
will not.
For sure.
I was like, also, I'm screenshotting this. I'm taking your name out of it, but I'm screenshotting this and posting it because it's the weirdest thing anyone's ever asked me.
Yeah.
And then she texted me about a few days later and said, like, so I heard that the Pope's doing better because blah, blah, blah. And I went, what is your obsession with the Pope? And she was like, I don't know. I'm not even Catholic. I don't.
I love that.
So
okay.
anyway,
Maybe it's time to open the door and see if our
no
guests
one's here.
are
If they were here, they would.
because I heard a growl. That's
Hello?
why.
Nope.
No, because that's Roxy is a very good predictor.
Sometimes.
Of guess.
Yes.
She gives a little growl or a bark and lets people know.
Yeah.
While we are waiting for our next guest, and we're not talking about Ash Wednesday anymore.
Not anymore.
Let's talk about next week, because we also are not going to have a quote unquote normal show. Next week, Man About Town begins at 2:00. It will go from 2 to 4. And we will be on the road once again with our friends at the Navigant Credit Union, the Westerly branch, which is right on Franklin Street.
I'm just doing sound effects now.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was that, not the ventilator again. But we will be with Gina, and we will be with Angie, and we'll be with all the people from there, or we'll find out about the cow that was born after eating the Mystic Luxury Cinema popcorn.
What?
Oh, you don't know that story?
Okay.
I thought you did. I think I told you, but yes.
No, I don't know.
Remember,
Holy cow!
Bill went to the wrong place last month. Bill from
Yeah,
Mystic
and then
Luxury.
he gave away our popcorn.
He gave away our popcorn,
and they gave it to a cow.
And the next day, I happened to be at their office, and I said, "I hope you enjoyed our popcorn." She said, "We ate it and ate it and ate it, and there was so much." We didn't want to throw it away. They didn't know about, that you have to bring it back and all that. So they gave it to Allison, one of their customer service people, who must live on a farm, but she took it home and gave it to her cow to eat. And the next morning when she went out to the barn, the cow had calved.
And what's crazy is the cow wasn't even pregnant beforehand.
I was going to say, was it pregnant beforehand, or should I stop eating popcorn from Bill?
I assume, well, you can ask Allison next week, but we suggested that the calf be named Popcorn.
I would love that.
And
or Mystic.
I told that to Bill,
My cat's
and
named Mystic.
Bill actually said, you've told me a lot of strange things, but I know you couldn't have made this one up.
I love that
So,
this is
yes,
on Weirdsterly.
He will be with us as well. So if folks want to come in, there's going to be food. There's going to be the movie guy, Bill, giving out complimentary tickets, good at any of his 4 theaters.
And they bring the baby
We'll have
cow.
the wonderful people from the Navigant Credit Union.
Is the
Lots
cow?
of new information. I don't think the cow's coming, but we can get.
I'm going to
Alice.
call.
Where is the cow located? Because we'll go interview the cow.
I will
I
go see
don't
the-
know where she lives,
DJ, will you go interview a cow?
I will.
I knew you would.
I absolutely would.
I knew you would.
but we could ask, if you call the branch, just ask Gina where Allison lives, and you'll know where the cow.
I think it's
I
illegal
have a-
for her to tell
I
me.
have a feeling it's like near me. I don't know why, but in my head I'm thinking it's Hope Valley or something.
I love animals so much. And my favorite is actually, here, don't listen to this, a goat. I love goats. And so we were driving to our shop the other day, and I scream in the car. And Jen's like, what? And I'm like, there were so many goats in that yard.
You're lucky that the car didn't go off the highway.
Yeah, for real.
She was like, "What?" Oh yeah, there was like 10. There was like 10 goats. Oh my god! Can we really interview the cow?
I don't. If we can interview
I'm
a
so
cow.
excited. I can feel my
You
heart.
could interview anybody or anything. I don't know how much the cow is going to give
Listen,
to
if you want to get
Maybe
weird
it'll
with
be a
it, if
you
you
want
want
the
to,
motivating
cow or the
speech.
calf or both.
Both.
Okay.
I want to play with the baby.
we made a for at the beginning of the week when we did the Washington County Fair, the virtual Washington County Fair in 2020. At the beginning of the week, there was a mooing contest, and and everybody would put which there really is every year. They do a mooing contest for the
I
kids.
didn't know that.
And they did a mooing contest virtually, and this one guy got moo shamed because he did it so bad. So the next year or later that week or what, I can't remember, it's been 5 years, but we filmed him going to farms and interacting with the cows to
Just to
learn. So there's a whole vignette
To
that we
learn
filmed
their native language
about like him going like moo and the cow being like moo and him trying to mimic it,
I
and
think it's time to open
like
the door.
it was
Are
a
they
lot
there?
of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Let's see if our next guest
shout
is
out
here.
to Sarah
Yes.
and Penelope from
have
Granite
guests?
Theater.
Sarah Celeste.
They did a lot of animal sounds during the 1940s radio play, and their cow was really on point.
I feel like my cow was pretty on point just now.
Yeah.
Hello.
Don't trip people, Rox. All right, we're gonna take a really quick break and
Just take the
get
2 minute,
everybody
2 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes.
situated.
I'm sorry, not 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 10. Experience local excellence with Roof Right Roofing in Charlestown, Rhode Island. With over 40 years of unmatched expertise, Roof Right specializes in architectural shingles and holds the prestigious title of GAF Master Elite Installers. Known for their commitment to the community and support for local initiatives, Roof Right is your trusted partner for all of your home's roofing needs. Call today for a free estimate at 401-212-4140.
Hi, this is Dan from Lathrop Insurance. In this challenging insurance environment, Lathrop Insurance can be your beacon in the storm to help you find the coverage you need at the right price. Now, more than ever, you need a partner in the insurance industry that can work with multiple carriers to make sure you have the right coverage at the right price. Lathrop Insurance carries home, auto, and business insurance and can be reached at 401-596-2525. We've been supporting the local community since 1939, and we look forward to working with you.
What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick down here at the Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners at 224 Post Road, and everybody down here is getting the brand new iPhone 16. We have it here in stock. The best part is right now, if you trade in your old phone, you get it for free. We got deals all weekend, awesome savings. Come on down and see us, 224 Post Road, Dunn's Corners, Verizon Wireless Zone. We'll see you soon.
D&V Mechanical specializes in the installation, maintenance, and servicing of Mitsubishi ductless mini-split heat pump systems. We are certified by Mitsubishi as Diamond Elite Contractors and factory trained and up to date on the proper procedure of the installation and service of Mitsubishi ductless heating and air conditioning ductless heat pumps. We assist with the paperwork to reduce much of the stress-related documentation required to get the state rebates and federal tax incentives. We are not a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-nothing company. We are masters of ductless heat pumps. It's what we do, and it's what we know.
Wood River House is my home. Wood River House is my home for house.
Wood River Health is a one-stop shop for primary medical care, dental care, behavioral health, and social services. We care for the members of our community because they are our community. I'm Allison Croak, President and CEO of Wood River Health. Since 1976, our health center has provided high-quality, affordable health care to residents of Rhode Island and southeastern Connecticut. We are your neighborhood health center. Let us be your home for health.
Bye, Ben.
Bye, Ben.
Touchdown, Westerly!
A chance for the Chargers, and they score!
In the front, Guzzi again!
And we are back with Man About Town Revolving Door series today.
This is a good
Every
one.
time the door opens, somebody new comes in, and somebody new just came in. We are here right now with Lori King, and I don't remember your title, Lori.
It is Director of Development.
Director of Development, Celeste Santilli. You are
Communications and Data Specialist.
Oh, that's a lot.
Communications
Communications and data specialists. They are both with the Olean Center, and we've had them on enough here. I don't mean these two, but we've had the Olean Center on plenty with Ruth Terechkova, and we even got Tina on once. She sat there saying, "I'm going to throw up. I'm so nervous. She did very well. That's when we honored her. She has been there over 40 years now. It's like 41.
Yeah.
And Tina's title is
Director of Human Resources.
Okay. When she started, I mean, she was a kid when she started, just
Yeah.
about. Tina was one of the first people I ever met when I came to Westerly. She and I went to Bridget Aerobics Plus together.
Oh my goodness.
And she was, I don't know, she was maybe 22 or something like that. And she was just a kid, and she had this big job at the Olean Center. And I thought, oh, that's great. You know, she probably won't stay. She'll go leave for something exciting. She's been wonderful.
She loves the center, and she's a huge asset to us. She really is. She's
And everybody
caring.
loves her.
Yeah, and everybody in town. She's very respected in town, and she just tries so hard to make the center as good as it can be.
I mean, when you think about it, how many people do you know in your lifetime that only had one job their whole lives? That weren't, you know,
not too many.
It wasn't a family thing like, they were in the window business or something like that. Well, we actually started talking before you got here because Gadget had the postcard over there, which is now on. Yep. And we started talking about what's going on Friday at the United. But we want you to talk about it because it's the biggest thing. I mean, when you drive down Airport Road, there's this giant banner on the building. It's been huge. And I know that Ruth is doing a countdown. I got a countdown email.
Right? I keep on getting them. I'm like, yay.
Yeah, it's only 3 days and 12 hours and 14 minutes. And so tell everybody, because I think it's very affordable and it's just a fun evening.
Yeah. And thank you, by the way, because Rona's volunteering Friday night.
I'm yellow. I learned that on Monday. I'm yellow. I'm apron number 1.
Yeah.
Go to apron number 1.
So thank you. We appreciate it.
Yes, I will be selling 50-50 tickets. And based on last year's crowd, if they get that many people or more, you stand to win a lot of money if you're the winner. And I will tell everybody that they're going to be the only winner.
So this year we have more people and
more money.
But Celeste, we wanted to take a moment to talk about some of the raffle prizes because this year we had so many wonderful organizations that donated toward that. And last year we did the 50-50, and this year we're doing the 50-50 plus a slew of amazing prizes. So Celeste, you can.
Sure. We have a very large Italian basket with lots of goodies in it.
But
it looks delicious.
Nobody in this town that will appeal to.
Right. We also have a wonderful spa basket, which has a massage and right from Keys of Healing at the Velvet Mill. There's also a shiatsu massager in it. We also have numerous gift cards from area restaurants. We have gift cards from High Hope Tavern, Perks and Corks, Gaetano's, Evie's, the Engine Room, Hoofs.
Wow.
We have gift cards from the YMCA, Precision Fitness, the Musquamacut Drive-In. We have 2 season passes for 2025. We have gift certificates from Negrelli's. And one of our biggest prizes is from Sea Escape. It's a chartered yacht for 6 people. You can bring your own drink and food. It's for either in the morning or the afternoon or an evening cruise for 2 hours. And that's a $500 value by
Wow.
itself.
And
Pretty
how much
nice.
is one ticket?
The tickets for the raffle, they are 25 tickets for $20.
You could literally, for a little bit more than $1,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
get a $500 prize.
Yeah.
And you get
Yes, yacht
25
cruise.
tickets and you just put it in whatever basket
And there's
or
actually-
slot
Yeah.
you want.
Yep.
Right, and there's actually one bonus ticket. So technically it's
Yeah, that's
26
right. I remember
tickets.
that.
Yes.
And there's so many prizes this year. So
Mhm.
chances are good for people.
Very good. Okay, and I asked Ruth because I remembered last year Lori made all the hors d'oeuvres for the cocktail hour, and they were unbelievable. And this year, she said, "You're making only one thing because you got a lot of food donations from wonderful
Yes.
people."
Right, right.
So tell people why they should spend $75 and go to the VIP.
I think this is so exciting. So before the concert, we have a VIP pre-party. It's from 5:30 to 6:30, and we have this community is unbelievable with the donations and
Yeah.
seriously came through with the most amazing food. And we are going to go through that list. Celeste has that
Mhm.
list as well.
Right. We have food coming from Vittoria's, from Casa del Luce, from Vetrano's, from Hilltop, from Chillingham's, from the Cafe, from Pooch's Poorhouse, from Dragon Palace, Coldstone Creamery. And then we also have open bar during the pre-party. And Lori, do you want to tell
Yep,
them where we're getting?
Yep, we have
donations?
beer and cocktails coming from Grey Sail Brewing Company, and we have wine donated from
The wine store.
wine
right?
store.
The Celicos.
Yep,
Right.
Mancini's Beverage, and was there another?
While
don't
Celeste
recall.
is looking, I can
know.
tell you that the $75 you pay for the VIP, and we'll talk about the 45 as
Yeah,
well, because
yeah.
I know Gadget talked about that. But the 75 that you pay, just think of it. It's going to the Olean Center. It's going to help this marvelous facility go on and do the work they do from ages 3 right up through adults, correct?
Correct.
And the work is incredible. It was started by a guy who then turned it over. And Ruth's been there now for 5 years.
This is her 5th year, I think she's
Yes.
starting. Yeah,
Yeah.
'Cause
And
she was right after me, 5 months after me.
Wow.
Yep.
And it's such a good place. $75, you would spend that the way prices are in restaurants now.
Oh, gosh.
You could spend that on a couple of hamburgers and a beer.
Yeah.
Right.
So
right.
why not really go where it's going to do some great amount of good?
Rona, I'd also like to mention Lori is cooking one item, and
That's
it's one
what
of our
Ruth
meat
said.
items,
So pulled pork.
sliders,
Aha.
and the pork was donated graciously
Oh my
by
gosh.
Westerly Packing.
It looked
Oh,
amazing.
snap.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's going to be good.
And I went to Watch Hill Catering and Patty's, and they Paul donated beautiful chafing set wooden boxes that he made himself that we could use.
Mhm.
It's the
Right.
hot containers,
chafing
to keep
holders, yeah.
everything
So
warm.
it sounds like nobody said no to you in this town.
No,
No.
they've
No
been
matter whether you were
absolutely
asking
wonderful.
for a door prize or food or whatever.
The
I'm actually
community
sitting
blows
here
me away.
wishing that
Yeah.
we had like swag and I could put a Weirdsterly
Uh,
basket together, but we don't really have anything.
Well, the wonderful thing, Rona,
We'll
too,
get some
and
for
DJ,
next year.
Yeah,
is
next year.
that just about everybody in town here knows someone affiliated with the center, whether it's an individual client or someone that works there, and they know how the center affects the clients and the good that it does for them.
Right.
So everyone's willing to pitch in and help and
For
donate.
those who are not that familiar with the Olean Center, and I always ask Ruth to go over it again when she's here, but they are not only just helping people who are developmentally affected, but they help them get jobs. That's what I
Correct.
think is so terrific. I mean, I'm just thinking of one name out there because we used to be down there broadcasting, but I know that the people at Grace Sale gave a job to someone from Olean, and they're just one example of people in town. So they make people. I remember Ruth saying that you sit down with your people and you say to them, what do you want to do? What do you want to achieve?
And we actually
What are
have
your
a
goals?
new program through our employment program called Discovery. And it's really a deep dive into what somebody truly wants to do and what their interests are and what would be the best fit.
That's
And
really cool.
Yeah. And we also look at the community and say, to business owners, what are you looking for? And kind of do a nice match. That way the success rate is good.
Well, I know that years ago, sadly, but it's because people didn't have knowledge. But when somebody was born with a developmental issue or any kind of an issue like that, very often parents were told, put them in an institution and forget them and go away and, try and have other children. And now they don't throw people away. And look what you have. Which is so
It's a very special
gratifying.
place.
The vocational and employment program is amazing. They have vocational assessments. They do job development, job placement, job coaching, job retention, and skill building.
Wow.
So they're not just thrown into something and left on their own.
Right.
Is this something that like a client would say, I want to be able to do this, and then you would go inquire about it, or do businesses sign up and you have a list that they pick from?
So we have job coaches that together with the individual wanting employment, they work together.
That's awesome.
And they can go out in the community together and look for people that are hiring, look for people that may match those interests that individual has.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Me
really
and Ben
nice
have
process.
been working together to help Westerly High School. I think it's only Westerly High School.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But it's high school kids do job exploration, and if somebody were able to, I wouldn't mind volunteering to help somebody see if broadcasting, if show content creation would be
sure
in their niche. And we get the kid, we go through all this stuff, and then by the end of the program, which is 2 days, they're either producing or they're making their own show.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's I'm really proud of it. It's something that I did back with Chris, and then I take him everywhere. He's taught me everything about you're more than just doing a job. You're part of this community, so be part of it. And
that's really nice.
That's a program
CJ.
I'm really really proud of.
I have something to show you after.
Sweet.
I have a video I want to show you before we leave.
All right.
Yeah, along that line.
Nice.
Yep.
So anyway, that is just part of what the Olean Center does. And if you've been in this community, and I'm always amazed when I tell people, because Rotary Club meets there, and I'll say, well, we meet at the Olean Center. Where's that? What's that? I'm always surprised. But I don't like to make them feel bad. So I say, oh, you're probably driven right down it all the time.
Yeah.
It's past Rotary Park and the tennis courts. And
they have a garden.
Past Stop and Shop. And then they know.
Right.
Yeah.
But they don't know. I've also had people say I've seen the sign and had no idea what they did inside.
One of the things we're really working on is trying to educate the community on who we are and what we do. Because once we explain who we are and what we do, most people want to hear more.
Yeah.
And I get excited. Yeah. And we have great partnerships and great relationships that are formed. So it's just an ongoing mission we have.
And this concert with sugar is your biggest fundraiser.
It
correct?
is, and it's our second year. This is our second year, actually.
Oh, it's only been.
Well,
Oh, I didn't
yeah. So
realize
we
that.
had our fundraiser at the United. Oh my goodness, maybe that was 4 years. It's been at the United, but we did a shift 2 years ago,
Nice.
and we wanted to have an event that spoke to the greater population.
Well, boy, it
Yeah.
sure did, because I was
Yeah.
there last year. It was packed. in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
And it was not only packed, but it was a wide demographic. It
Mhm.
wasn't just a certain young group of people.
Yeah.
No.
It was everybody.
Yeah.
So what you're
everything.
saying is people were united.
At the United.
Why don't
Yeah.
you pet the doggy?
I'm petting the dog.
Sugar has a great following.
Mhm.
So they
Yes,
have
they
a
do.
following of their own. And then we're building more of a following at the center. So we've got great community partners like you calling us at the last minute and saying, hey, get down here. This is a great opportunity. All of that helps.
We actually have guests coming from Massachusetts, Connecticut, not just Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do
That's great.
clients go to this?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. We have two individuals on our board of directors, Kevin and Denise,
I love that.
and they actually will be helping with the opening speeches.
Aw.
Yep.
I know
So-
with like totally different ball game, but like I know like with mental health, peer counseling is kind of really helpful. And I was wondering, you're talking about job exploration. I'm like, I wonder if anyone's fit to like be like, oh, I know exactly what you're going through right now.
Mhm.
Let me help you. I work here.
Yeah.
And that'd be really cool and positive.
Yeah, it's always cool when you can relate
Yeah.
to people.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So we're talking about the job training. On the other side of our adult services program, we have number of people who live independently, and we offer supports to them. We have people who live in a supported living arrangement, which means that they're living with a
Like a
family.
group home.
Well, no, with a family.
Oh, with a
yeah,
family.
yeah. And then we have our children's department, and that group is so busy. They are always creating beautiful artwork, and they're a lot of fun. But there's a lot going on at the center.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to know
Mm.
Uh-oh.
who are the people that put together the 12,000 piece puzzles.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
yeah.
I
gosh.
come in and I see this thing and I think, there's something wrong with you people if you're
Yeah.
doing this. They're not your clients, right? Or are
No,
they?
they are.
They are.
They are.
Then there's something wrong with
Yeah.
me.
In fact,
Definitely.
Ruth was
Focus
so
is
funny.
not-
She was looking for a I don't even know what they're called, but a puzzle board where you can transfer somebody's puzzle so it doesn't get ruined. Just the other day, I heard her. She was telling a potential donor, that's something that we really would need. It would really help this person. So yeah,
puzzle
no,
board.
yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do you pour glue or anything? on them
I
after?
don't know much about puzzles, but I know
I
you
know
can do
every
Good.
that.
I'll be
single-
with
Yeah.
my friend.
Yeah, you
Every
can do
sing-
that.
Every single time I go to the Olean Center, there is a puzzle in the works.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's never not.
always.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's usually on the way to the back where we keep our drinks in the back room and our
Yeah.
refrigerator.
Well,
and I
They should
walk
get a
back.
job with the Chamber of Commerce when
Yep.
they do the puzzles for the tree and stuff,
Oh,
and so
right.
that
Yep.
you can show
Right.
it and view it.
Well, puzzles aren't just good for fun. I mean, they're
The
coordination
therapeutics,
yeah.
and figuring things out. So
They-
It's
yeah,
just all that sky.
yeah,
You know, when you've got,
Mhm.
18,000 pieces of blue.
yeah.
Monochrome
I don't
1,000
know
piece
how
puzzle.
they start. I don't
I don't
know.
either. I admire them. I don't know.
I would never have that kind of patience.
No.
But anyway, getting back to Friday evening, because it is not too late to get tickets.
no,
right?
no, you can get
Online
tickets.
or at the
Yep.
at the door
Correct.
would be general admission, right?
Right.
Right.
I think that might be
VIP
risky.
admission tickets
Closes
closes
Thursday.
right
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. What time, Celeste? I think it was 1:30.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And they do that online.
They can do that online. Yep.
Mhm. And if someone
Okay.
can't do it online, they can obviously call the center and we'll help them out. We'll
Okay.
put
Yeah,
it in for
yeah.
them. There's no problem with
Yep.
that. A few people have called and we've done that for them.
And you obviously take credit cards.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Yep.
And this is tax deductible. A portion of it certainly is.
Correct.
And I don't know how you do it so fast.
Mhm.
But every time I make any kind of a donation, it's like within days, I get a mailer. Well, I get something online, and then I get a mailer, and it thanks me. It's perfect for my accountant.
Celeste.
It tells me, yeah,
That's me.
I was thinking it's got to be you in the office.
That's
Yeah.
But you're so fast, and it's so good. And I wish many organizations would do it like that.
Yeah.
If
It's-
you're driving right now and you're wondering what is the Olean Center number, there's a banner at the bottom of your screen. Take a screenshot now. 401-596-2091.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks.
Very good. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is such a help.
Yeah, we're excited for tomorrow, and Sugar's a great band to work with.
No, you're saying
Friday,
You're
Friday.
making
Oh,
the
Friday.
Same, I made the
Oh
same
my
mistake
gosh.
before.
Yeah. I'm
I
not going to
did.
panic myself. No, Friday. They're a great band to work with. Really, really caring. And I think they had a fun time last year.
I heard them. Well, I heard them last year, and then I saw them and heard them at the Velvet Mill during Fusion.
Yeah.
And when you say they bring their own people, I mean, we were at the Velvet Mill setting up for Fusion, and people are just walking around. And then the band came, and they were doing sound checks, and then they started. And I thought, gee, there aren't very many people. And then all of a sudden, it was like the buses had lined up.
Yeah.
Because they just came in, and you knew they knew them.
And people just love dancing to them.
Yeah.
That crowd just danced all night last year.
Oh, there's no way to stay still.
No.
They were on the last time I saw them, I regret to say this, especially since my other job is literally local music, was they were on a float in a parade.
It was the Mystic Irish
Was it?
Parade.
So
Yeah,
so
we
it
were
must have been
there.
like a year ago.
Oh, it was more than
Ish.
that.
Yeah?
I think because I remember Chris setting up our booth.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
So they were on a float, and I had this like pull that I just wanted to follow the float. Like the parade was like done for me. I'm like, I want to go that way. They're dancing.
They're so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. They know what they're doing.
Just drop them in the middle of a parade. You'll have attention for days.
So, is there any reason not to go?
Not that I
Now,
can think of.
for people who say, gee, it's the same night as, and I won't mention it, but the same night as that other event that it's always the same night as.
Go to both.
I don't know what that is.
Well,
or
we're in the same town. We're
all right.
Yeah, go to
All right,
both.
You can
so
go to
if they
both.
say I'm planning on going to Misquamicut to that, or I have tickets to see the full Monty, you would still be happy to take.
Yeah. Yeah.
And could they buy tickets ahead of time for prizes, raffle prizes?
Oh, yeah. And you don't have to be there to win.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
My favorite
So you
thing to
can
do as
still
well.
benefit them.
Yeah, you can still
Like
benefit.
you're a
Absolutely.
great organization who does
Yep.
great things for great people. That's awesome. My favorite like undercover operation would be an angel ticket, which if you don't know what
Ooh.
that is, it's you buy a ticket and you say, you guys know your crowd, somebody who can't afford to go that you know wants to go, give this to them.
I love that.
I went to the
Yeah.
United and I had an extra ticket and I couldn't find anyone to go with me, so I went alone
Yep.
because I am an independent woman. And and my friend was getting an award. So I went up to the desk and I said, "Hey, here you go. I know, but like if anybody comes in and can't find their ticket or they're like having a fit about something, it won't work, give them mine."
Yeah.
We
This
do
is a-
have an option of donation in lieu of tickets.
There you go.
And we've been taking donations that way so that if you know you just can't go, if you're not in proximity or whatnot, you can still make a donation to help benefit all of the clients.
That's
That's
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
That's
It's a great
wonderful.
idea.
And that's important. I think, I don't know if you want to put something on the band that's running,
Of course I
but there may be people listening to us, as we know, in London
Yeah.
or in Washington State who says,
Right.
I'd like to send them something.
Oh, you want the
Correct.
website?
So it's 93
Airport
Airport Road,
Road, yep.
02891, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
You want the address or how to donate?
Well, both, right?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
I don't know. Actually, Celeste, how would you prefer it to come in?
I would donate online.
Either
right?
way, you can donate online. It's www.oleancenter.org.
Yep.
Make sure it's .org, O-R-G. Or our mailing address is 93 Airport Road, Westerly, Rhode Island, 02891.
And their bank account number is no. I got you.
No, I think that's great. Okay, now let's talk about if people can't make the VIP time or they would rather pay a little less money, which is fine, because they still get a free drink out of it, don't
Yeah,
they?
we have
Let's
the
talk
general.
about what time and
Mhm.
how
Yeah,
much.
the
and-
general admission. The concert starts at 6:30, so people start coming in a little before that, and it's $45 for a general admission ticket, and that comes with one free drink at the bar
In the concert.
and the
and
concert.
you
Yeah,
you can't beat that.
Yeah.
You really can't.
Whereas
That's 40. You paid more than $45 last year to go to Pink, didn't you?
Yes. Yes, I did. Yeah, I'm just getting back my life savings. It was worth it. I love her.
Okay. So, what else? Actually, you don't have to say what else will go on that night if you have sugar.
Yeah.
Now, if people say, well, that sounds good, but I'm not a dancer, it's still great to listen.
Oh yeah,
Oh, you
and
don't
not
have to
everybody had
dance.
nobody. You don't have to dance. Yeah.
My
And you have-
homies
there's-
don't
and there's
dance. They
some
just pull up their
seating also.
pants
That's
and do
what
the
I
rock
was
away.
just getting
There's some
to.
seating,
Yeah,
so
there
if you
is
wanna sit, you
seating.
can.
So
Mhm.
if people don't want to stand all night, and many people don't,
Yeah.
or they're not dancing, there's places to sit.
There's also, and this is really the most important aspect of it, because I got many text messages about how happy somebody was last year. There's bowls of chips.
Oh.
There's bowls of chips. I got many, many text messages.
Really?
Maybe from Rona. I don't know who.
Oh.
I remember. I don't
Ooh,
remember
they
the
have
bowls.
chips.
I remember the chips at Grace Sale
And then
at
there?
your fundraiser in
The
September.
Cheers for Charity.
Oh, maybe
Yes,
it was that. I don't know.
But
Oh,
I
I-
don't remember. Do you have chips at Sugar? I didn't.
So we
remember
did
them.
last
You
year,
did?
but we
Yeah.
have so many donations this year that we're
Mhm.
like, do we need them? But we always
We
have them
need
for
them.
cheer.
We
Yeah.
need them.
Just one bag, and you'll
One
find
bag
her
for
next to the
Rona.
bowl.
Always need them.
Yep.
Yes, I even have a little purse that has chips on it.
For Cheers for Charity, we definitely, and I can share our events that are coming up.
There's
Please
more.
do.
Yeah.
When do you have time?
We
Well,
are
this is the biggie.
Yeah, this is our biggest
This is
fundraiser.
the grand.
So this
and
is
and you're
definitely
gonna have. It'll be cold, but you're not gonna have snow. You're
No.
gonna have good weather.
Oh yeah.
It's
yeah.
so nice out. It's getting so nice.
It's
out.
beautiful.
Spring is coming.
So happy.
So yeah, we have a busy 2025. And let me see here. I want to see what comes first. This just happened not too long ago, but Mel from Mel's Downtown Creamery
Right.
offered an invitation for us to do a dine to donate.
Nice.
And that's going to be on a Monday, April 14th from 5 to 9. And we just thought that was so nice. That was
That's
something that
great.
our individuals really wanted and pushed for. So she came through. That was wonderful. On April 17th from 12 to 4, we have a sip and shop with Jay McLaughlin down in Watch Hill.
Sip and do what?
Sip and shop. So a percentage of sales for during that time go to the Olean Center. And then we have another dine to donate from Mario's that we are doing April 29th to May 4th, where 10% of the sales will go to the Olean Center.
Nice.
So those,
Now this is Mario's North End.
yeah. And I think that,
Is he including his other restaurant, the new one in Pawcatuck?
All of them.
I don't know.
Oh.
We've got word from the Ocean Chamber.
Yeah, this
So,
is amazing
yeah.
because I thought after Sugar, your next one wasn't until June at the beach. and
Oh
then
my gosh. Well, that's the
September.
next one I'm going to say.
But you've got lots of them.
We have lots of them. So every year, though, we've done the one at the Andrea Seaside Restaurant
Right.
and Beach Bar. We've done that every year. And tomorrow, you'll see the Andrea not only does the Dine for Donate, that's going to be June 19th from 6 to 9. But not only do they do the Dine to Donate, but they have 4 staff volunteer at Sugar.
Nice.
Friday. And they're wonderful.
Wow.
Really, really wonderful. Plus Rebecca Colucci. So that's 5 people. I mean, that's a lot, from the Andrea, a lot of support. And then we have the chips, of course, at Cheers for Charity, and that's going to be September 11th from 5 to 8. And then our second year of trivia, it's called Trivia Night. It's sponsored by the Westerly Lions.
The Lions did that.
Yep.
Yes. That's right.
And Precision Fitness down here. So that's October 25th, and I believe
it takes place at the Olean
Yeah,
Center,
It
right?
does.
Yep.
It does. And it's a little twist on your normal everyday trivia. And it's
Is it
quite
fun?
It is
So fun.
quite fun, yes.
I hate trivia.
And I love it.
It's fun.
They're like,
love
no,
it.
they're
Yeah.
like, George Washington was the first president. So what color was Hemingway's house?
yeah.
Like, you're like, what? I'm not, what? I don't know.
You get the puzzle to work on then.
I would do the puzzle before I did a crappy trivia night. Sorry. But no,
well,
like
you
it's
sold that event.
but it's different questions, so it's fun questions.
Yeah.
It is.
That
yeah.
is. I
it's a
just
lot
want to
of
win
fun.
some. Like I just want to be right once.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all I ask at a
Yeah.
trivia night.
We had a good turnout last year,
Okay.
and it was our first year doing it.
Can you do teams?
Huh?
Can you do teams?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Some
think
help?
teams of six.
six
Nice.
on a team.
Teams of six.
Yep.
All right.
And there was video with it. It was up on the screen. So
So that's
Yep,
it was
October 25th.
quite fun.
October 25th. Yep, 6 p.m.
That's a Friday.
How do you know that?
How do you know that?
'Cause
No,
she's a
it's
walking
Saturday.
Oh,
It's a Saturday.
she
Oh.
wrong.
That was good, Mona.
That's right. We
close.
had a leap year. That's
Yeah.
right. Last year.
And it was a wonderful event. I really liked that event.
So going back to April 17th, where's the shopping happen?
Jay McLaughlin
In Watch Hill.
in Watch Hill,
On Bay
Bay
Street.
Street. Yep.
I don't know how to spell that.
McLaughlin.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. So busy year.
Very busy year.
Yes.
Yep.
And a fun year.
Yeah. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
That is absolutely terrific.
But you see all the places that extended helping hand to us and to say, like, let's work together on this. We couldn't do all these without these organizations, businesses.
We talked about this. Our first guests today were from the Warm Center.
Oh yeah.
It was Russ, who's retiring,
Yeah.
Right.
and Jessica, the new director who's coming
Yeah.
in. And we just talked about Westerly is such a great area of partnerships.
Mhm. It's very unique.
And
yeah.
it's the same thing here. And it doesn't matter what organization you're with. If you have a need, people find a way to meet it.
yeah.
Which
Oh yeah.
is terrific.
It's amazing. But yeah, we couldn't do all this without people saying, I think
No.
I have a nice idea that would help you. And, trying to support us in a way that, we can do some really good work. So yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Okay, now we're going to get technical.
Sure.
And
Maybe.
I don't know if this is something that you probably can answer. You've both been there long enough, but it may have to defer to Ruth.
Yep.
If people are listening and saying, I have someone in my family that might benefit, but I don't know enough about you. I don't know what the procedure is. Is there an interview? How do we do it? Do I need a referral? Does it cost anything? What's the procedure for people to find out about if the Olean Center can help a family member?
It's an excellent question, and it's our number one question for people that may need help. And there's so many factors depending on someone's age and their say family situation and
Sure.
their financial
Oh, I know it's
situation
all
with
individual.
where they are.
Right.
I would say if anyone needs or is looking for help and looking for services, that they do contact the Olean Center,
Mhm.
and then we can help get them to the people that can answer that best for them.
Then
Correct.
this is maybe
The
this
first
isn't a
step is to
fair-
contact us,
Yeah.
either call or email us. And then depending upon the age and what's going on, what's needed for services, they're directed to the correct department.
Maybe this isn't a fair question, but does insurance ever cover what the Olean Center does?
insurance, like
You know,
for
people's regular
participants?
health insurance that they have.
That's definitely a
Sometimes, yes.
question for the different departments, I think, because there's so many
Different
variables.
scenarios.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And there's so many different insurance plans and
Yeah.
deductibles and
Yeah.
all of
But
that.
really good questions. And I mean, those are the questions people are asking, and when
And
they're
that would
looking
be
for
the
help.
other thing would be Medicare for
You have
older
Medicare,
clients.
Medicaid,
Yep.
disability. There's so many different factors
Yeah.
that come into it all.
Yeah.
Right. So
If-
it's come in and sit down and talk.
Yeah,
Mhm,
like Celeste said,
exactly.
the first thing is contact the center, and at least we can do is help direct you
Mhm.
to the people that can help you, whether it's us or somebody else. But
Right.
it can start with a conversation.
Okay.
Right.
If somebody that was listening happened to miss what was happening on 9/11, what would you tell them?
Cheers for charity.
Yeah.
DJ. From
I-
5 to
I
8 at Gray
actually-
Sale.
I actually could
With
have
chips.
answered that because Jen Britton always has her dates. I mean,
I
she's
like
got-
wrote it down like I'd remember, and I know
well, you
why.
got them all
Yeah.
at once.
Yeah.
You
Jen
did.
Jen and Alan are amazing, and
They are.
they really, that event is so much fun. Vetrano's caters that.
Yes. Well, he's
And-
got a thing with them. I mean, Alan and Jen have
Yeah.
a thing with that whole family. When you were reading off the people doing the food, it was like the first 4 of them are part of that one
Oh
group.
my gosh. And people talk about those meatballs for a year. I'm not even kidding. They're
Really.
so good. Yeah, no, it's a wonderful event. And Gray Sale is gorgeous. Obviously, you know that garden.
Right.
Yes, it
yeah.
is. And they're just so generous. I
Yep.
know they are forever. I helped out last weekend at the library
Oh,
when
yeah.
they did their caddy
Yep.
stacks. And I know that Gray Sale donated the beer and
Right.
the wine store donated the wine. So that means it was pure profit, whatever they charged for that.
Wow.
There's like a very mini list I have in my head of people off the top of it that would anything for the community.
Yeah.
Go to them, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can only think of 2 right now. One's Gray Sale.
Yeah.
I can
It's
remember
amazing.
Lisa Kanicki from the chamber making the comment last year or the year before, it doesn't really matter when, but she said said that Jen Brinton was upset at her
Yeah.
because
She didn't ask
she
her.
hadn't asked for
Oh,
something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she said,
Oh.
if people want stuff, they should ask. We
Mhm.
almost never say no.
The only other one I can think of, and I mean, says yes every time. This does not mean you're a bad business if you don't do that. But I mean, says yes every single time is Granny Squibs iced tea.
Oh,
they brew their own Granny
Granny-
Squibs.
Granny, oh gosh.
Squibs, right?
Squibs.
Yeah.
Yes.
They say yes every time, whatever they can do. If they couldn't, it's because something terrible's happening.
And so is the
Yeah.
professional planning group.
Oh yeah.
They
Yes,
say
they're
yes every
wonderful,
time.
too.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a golf tournament
Fair, yes.
Yep.
anywhere that they don't endow in some way, but they say yes to a lot of other things.
And not only say yes, but 2 of Joanna and Shannon are both on our development committee, and Joanna's on our board as well.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
So yeah, big support from
Mhm.
professional planning group.
Very good.
Just you can name so many people in the community.
Right.
The list is it's just incredible.
We have to get swag. That's all I keep on thinking is like, what can
Okay.
I do? I'll broadcast it. I
That's
mean,
it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's helping.
And
We
you
are-
came over and gardened in our
I did.
garden when nobody was signed up yet.
I moved the snake. He was cute,
Yeah, no, that was so helpful.
but Ruth was
You
very.
removed a snake?
I moved.
Oh.
I didn't. No, he
Oh.
still lives
I
there
thought
probably.
you picked, no, I
did
thought
pick
you
him up.
picked him up and took him home or something.
Oh no, he eats my eggs. I have
Okay.
ducks.
We're looking for more garden volunteers.
oh,
That
every
sounds-
single time.
Yep, we've got some businesses that are interested. But yeah, that the gardens, we want to keep them up and keep them beautiful.
And I only broke like 2 things. Like it wasn't even my fault, but I
am
only broke 2
trying. I am
things.
desperately trying here. We are going to be leaving the air because we did start early. But before we do, I'd like you to give one more shout out to Friday night, and let's get some more people to buy tickets.
Thank you, Rona. Thank you, DJ.
Yeah.
This is great.
So,
yeah.
let's
Oh,
Absolutely.
shout
It's
out.
going to be
No,
a
that's you.
wonderful, wonderful
Yeah.
time. It's perfect opportunity for you to help support the Olean Center. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. This is it, folks. The Sugar Concert at the United Theater, downtown Westerly. $45 general admission. Come for 6:30. You get a free drink and the concert. The $75 VIP pre-party starts at 5:30. Open bar, cocktails, beer, wine, appetizers, and the concert.
Do it. Do that
Best
one.
Yeah.
best deal in town.
And
best
just to clarify,
entertainment.
there's the general admission is one free drink, and then it is cash bar after that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Wait,
And
is the
tons of those
VIP
beautiful raffle prizes too.
Wait, is the VIP include your drinks
Yes.
Yeah.
for that hour?
But
Yep,
for
for
that
the
hour.
hour. For the hour.
For the hour.
Yep.
So do
After
that
the
one.
hour, they
Do
have
You can
that
go
one.
to the cash bar. Yeah.
Do that one.
And you've got the door prizes,
Oh
or
yeah.
the raffle prizes,
raffle
the
prizes.
baskets,
Seriously.
Yeah.
$1 and change will get you a $500 luxury cruise, whatever that
Yacht-
was.
Yeah.
Yacht
Yeah.
charter.
It's a yacht. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a yacht.
Right out of
charter.
South Kingstown. here.
Never been on a yacht.
The prizes looked
Well,
amazing. The baskets, they
both.
are so pretty.
That's
they really
awesome.
are. Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, thank you, Olean Center. We know Ruth will be on, I'm sure, in the coming months.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm glad you were able to come in today because
Thank you for
after
calling.
Today,
Thank you for having us.
we are sold out now for the next 2 months,
Wow.
unless somebody has to move or get sick. But
Mhm.
we will have guests and guests and guests. So thank you for coming at the last
Thank you.
minute.
Yeah. Thanks for
Um,
the invite.
Appreciate it.
It was a win-win. I
Yes.
think for
We'll see you
everybody.
Friday.
So again, we will remind everyone that Man About Town next week starts at 2:00, not 3, because we're on the road to the Navigant Credit Union Westerly office. We will be doing a remote broadcast from there, featuring all the people from Navigant, along with the movie guy, Bill from the Mystic Luxury Cinemas. There'll be plenty of food. There'll be movie passes given out, and there'll be a new producer because this one's not doing her job.
I am.
Yes, you did a fine job, as did Roxy the radio
She
dog.
had to say bye to her fans. They watch for her, not us.
I know. We will see you next week. Be well. Take care.
Wood River Health is my home for health.
Wood River Health is a one-stop shop for primary medical care, dental care, behavioral health, and social services. We care for the members of our community because they are our community. I'm Allison Crow, President and CEO of Wood River Health. Since 1976, our health center has provided high-quality, affordable health care to residents of Rhode Island and southeastern Connecticut. We are your neighborhood health center. Let us be your home for health.